Welcome back to Sand Mountain Ballistics. I'm going to be converting my 63 Pontiac Star Chief to a 4-speed. I already got my clutch pedal assembly in and the new brake pedal, automatic still in it. But that feels so much better with this style pedal. I thought I was going to change the whole pedal brackets, but it turns out that the pedal boxes are the same. So all I had to do was take my brake pedal out, and they use a different style bolt on these 4-speeds. Clutch pedal rides right on that one and tightens up against the box, and then your brake pedal rides there. As you can see here, if anybody watching this video is wanting to do a 63 Pontiac, the bolt for the automatic is all the way up top, and I also added the pedal stop. I basically took 3 pedal sets and built one. See, this is the pedal box. I bought this one because it was a power brake pedal and this actually come from Canada. This one come from, I think, Ohio. I used the clutch pedal off this one, which, I mean, this one, as you can tell, is a lot rougher. The main difference is between the automatic bracket and the power brake bracket and the manual brake bracket is the manual brakes have the stud. These don't. My car's power brake from the factory, and I already had this bolted up to my booster, so it was a relief to know that all I had to do was swap the pedals, which made it pretty easy because this is your bolt hole for the automatic. As you can see on this one, I actually have an automatic pedal box here, and here's the one that come out of my car. As you can tell, it's a noticeably bit longer. You know, and I was thinking, you know, if a fella had to make clutch pedals out of this, all you'd have to do, or a brake pedal out of this, all you'd have to do is cut this down a little bit and re-weld it to the same length as this one. And then you could probably make a clutch pedal too if you've done the same thing and flip this and cut the little pedal pad off and welded it on this side. Just a thought in case someone ever wanted to do that, because some people want a lot of money for these pedals. For my transmission, I have a Doug Nash Super T10 with the 342 first gear. It looks brand new inside. I'm probably going to take it out and clean it up, just clean some of the grime off of it, and then I got a Hurst shifter and new Hurst shifter linkage I'm going to set up on it before I put it in the car. My transmission is almost out. I've got the 4 bottom ball housing bolts, and I'm just gonna take my impact and zip these 2 cross member bolts out. I'd done this where I could take it out easy because I know I'd be taking it out, which you're supposed to really flip them so you can get a jack up under here, because they're, you know, the smooth round style bolts. I forget what you call them, but I'm almost done really. I could take my gear selector off, that won't take but a second. 3 torque converter bolts, and I mean, boom. We can let some gun out and it's out. Then I'll put my Z-bar and all that and get my clutch and flywheel and all that bolted up, my bell housing, get everything working right. Throw my transmission in here. My transmission mount's supposed to be here Tuesday. Today is Sunday, and I can go ahead and get my shifter and stuff rigged up once I throw my transmission in, and hopefully just pretty smooth from here. And I'll have to build a longer drive shaft, which hopefully won't be too big of a deal to find a good donor to cut down. Took me about 2 hours, but I did get this Turbo 400 out with minimal fluid on the ground. And I'm gonna take my flex plate off and the tranny lines, and I'm gonna go ahead and bolt my Z-bar, pressure plate and clutch and flywheel and all that up, and then the bell housing. And I'm gonna make sure my clutch pedal feels right, and then I'll go ahead and throw the transmission in it after that. This here is my transmission. Looks brand new inside, as you can see. Gotta hold them up, keep them from falling, but there's not a spot on any of the synchronizer gears. Everything looks nice and new. A couple little chips right there I'm noticing on that gear, but these are chrome nickel moly gears. Shouldn't be nothing to worry about. Here's my flywheel. I went ahead and soaked my pilot bearing in oil overnight, and I done put it in. So I'm gonna go ahead and bolt this up, go get me some bolts for my Hurst shifter and stuff, and get all that together. and I found a clutch alignment tool that'll work. So I'll go ahead and put my pressure plate and clutch in, and then I guess I can go ahead and put the bell housing on. And this is about done. I still got to do my Z-bar and get it painted, but I'll probably do that tomorrow because I'm about to have to go to work. The flywheel is bolted up. As you can see, you got the pilot bearing here. So I'm gonna go get some bolts, and tomorrow I'll take and bolt my clutch and pressure plate out. Finally starting again on my shifter linkage. I had to put 2 helicools in the threads here for these 2 bottom bolts that were stripped out. That one threads still look good. I got one more helicool. It's hard to see on camera, but if it is bad, I'll drill it out. But I've had it tighten up earlier, so I'm gonna go ahead and put my shifter on and get all that jazz up. And you got this little plastic rod that you want to put through if you buy the Hurst kit like I did, and it lines them all out. Just thought that was cool. Not many people know that, I don't think. Maybe they do, I don't know. This is my first 4-speed, but I'm gonna try and get it all rigged up, and then I'll take this part off, set it up in the car, that way I can go ahead and cut the hole out for the shifter, and I can figure out what my drive shaft length is gonna be, and then I'll probably pull it back out. Just a reminder to make sure your shift handle's in the right spot. Whatever goober had this before me, put the actual handle on backwards. I don't know, maybe that helps them shift better, but that sounds like it'd be pretty freaking hard to do to me. But this is how it's supposed to look, not the other way. He had it like this. Just a word of the wise. Every gear works except for reverse. Reverse will go in, but it gets stuck and won't come back out of it. So you got, that's reverse right there. See, it doesn't come out of it. I don't know if the rod needs bent. When you pull down to get it out of it, it's got some wobble in it. But you just gently tap it and it comes back out. But you got first, second, third, and fourth, all them work. Hopefully it's something simple, but I got this lubed up where it'll actually move right now. My clutch and pressure plate is bolted up and ready to go. I'm gonna go ahead and throw the bell housing on there. First, I'm gonna click my clutch fork in there, go ahead and have my throwout bearing sitting in there. I'll bolt it all up over here. I'm gonna go ahead and test fit the transmission. Cleaned up the shaft on it, where the throwout bearing and all that rods. I cleaned up the spline. Cleaned this part up with the wire wheel where it goes in through the pilot bearing. I also got this in the mail today when I had put it in. It's a speedometer, gear, and all that. I forget what this part's called, but what your cable goes to. What's weird on this transmission, it's on the passenger side. I don't think they're all like that, but I got all my linkage on there. And everything works. Reverse, it will go in reverse, but locks up because I have the wrong ear right here. So I got a new one of those on the way. I went ahead, my buddy told me about these bushings. They make them in brass, so I bought all the brass bushings and clips. Because, you know, brass and plastic, you know, plastic gonna wear out quick, brass doesn't. So, and then I can go ahead and throw this in there and get my drive shaft length figured out and go and cut the hole for the shifter. Well, as y'all can see, the transmission is in. Yeah, it did give up a little bit of a fight, but it's in. That's all that matters. Now I really need to figure out about where the shifter hole is going to be, and I gotta cut it out so I can even bolt the shifter back out because it wouldn't fit. It was hitting the floor, so I'll have to do that. I still got some other stuff to do. I found out that I need a drive shaft that's about 66 inches, so I'll have to track one of those down. But I mean, this is a huge step ahead. Probably gonna have to trim out a little bit more, but first works, and I'm not sure if that's all the way forward, but I think it is. Second works, third works, fourth works, and reverse works. So ba-boom. Well, I just got my transmission mount together. This is actually custom that someone had built using the factory rubber deals. It was $100. It was from Canada, but I got all this bolted up, cross member and all that. Now my drive shaft is out of like a 1997 Chevrolet Silverado extended cab. And I knew that it's a 3-inch tube diameter, but it was 25 bucks. So I'm having a little rubbing right here. So I'm gonna pull a drive shaft back out and cut the crap out of that and cut like a U or a channel out of it, and then it should clear if I cut it out enough for the drive shaft to ride in, and it shouldn't hurt the structuralness of the cross member either. So then I gotta still get my clutch adjusted, finish cut my carpet out so I can put my clutch rod through and hook it back up, and then I should be good. Well, I had to tear everything back apart, transmission and all, bell housing, because I adjusted my clutch over here and the pressure plate is bad. You could mash the pedal in all the way with it off and go to crank the car, and it would slowly walk forward with it in gear with the clutch pedal mashed all the way. And that was adjusting it all the fork all the way like it's supposed to be. So, and that's why I'd say why someone did not use that, because it wasn't a GTO and I heard they put automatic in it, so I bought it. So I just bought a new McLeo. These are supposed to be really good. It's supposed to be like a heavy duty style clutch. I mean, this one come with the alignment tool, pilot bearing and throwout bearing. So I mean, you ought to be a good kit, and it come with instructions. You got to torque these down to a certain spec. I need to look. I just got it snugged up, and they also say to use a filler gauge between the clutch and pressure plate when you go to adjust everything. So this one I have high hopes for. Well, I got everything back together and I did adjust my clutch, and this one works great. So I had to adjust 50 thousandths in between the flywheel and the clutch disc, and so I done everything by the book, and it works great, which I'm actually happy about. Clutch pedal come up a little high. Ain't really much I can do about that, but I did put the pedal stop on it when I put these in, but it's fine. I think it looks cool. I still need to take the gear selector off the column, and I'm gonna try and find a different collar eventually and a blocked off plate for that, and then everything will be correct for a 4-speed car. I mean, someone who's seen it wouldn't know if it's factory or not, because they wouldn't have nothing saying that it was automatic or whatever. But I test drove it yesterday. Works good. I'm gonna get my turn signals and brake lights working and give you all a test drive. So I just stopped working a while back. I think I just need to clean some fuses, and I lost a hot wire for the turn signals. So, but it drives pretty good. I just gotta get used to this shifter. A little bit different from what I'm used to, but so I had to take it back apart and take the drive shaft out and the cross member and move it back because the transmission mount popped off. I drove it around for a couple days. Gonna make a video on it, video me driving it, and then it popped off and the drive shaft started rubbing. So I took this homemade mount off and took an angle grinder through here and notched it out a little more so it would actually tighten up right, because before you won't really tighten up as this tight. So hopefully it won't pop off no more. But now you can see there was hardly any of a gap. Before there was probably about a 1/4 inch gap, but now I've hit it with a hammer and everything and it hadn't moved none, tightened it down with the impact. So I think that might be strong enough. So I have test drove the car a few times with the transmission mount fixed, and I'm about to take y'all for a drive. I bought one of these things that your phone clips in, so I can stick it on my window and y'all can have a view of what's going on the road and such. Just thought that'd be a cool perspective, because I mean, you can't really hold the phone and drive even with automatic. I ain't gonna go do nothing crazy because the clutch is new and it's not broken yet, and I wanted everything to get seated right before I go driving, power shifting and all that stuff. strength out, I'll start driving it more, and hopefully I won't have any issues. Because this is a big tube diver or drive shaft, but I had the clearance across me or something to make it work, but I think it'll be fine. As long as I get it short. As long as that transmission mount don't fall again, I'll be good. Hope y'all enjoyed y'all's ride. Hopefully we'll be getting a better one soon once I get this clutch broke out.